Hello everyone, I am the developer of the game Granvir. You're watching it right here now, and I'm going to do a single playthrough here and talk about the changes that went through in 0.9.0, which is the new demo version of Granvir. You can play it right now on Steam, and check it out yourself if you're interested. It's a mech building roguelite, and I've started a little bit in the middle of the action here just to give you guys some instant feel for what the gameplay should be. But we're going to jump right into it and start blasting our way through a level. Check out the game. So, if you already know what Granvir is and you're interested, be sure to hear about the patch notes. We'll get into it as soon as I dispatch these here. I decided to do the carryover part this time. Usually I leave it behind, just because no one ever gets to see me do it most of the time. But I did get this one from a legitimate run, I promise, not from bug testing. But I decided to start with the gun lance. It's not the craziest start, but it's a really versatile melee ranged weapon. Technically it's called the loaded lance, I just like that weapon. So I decided to start with this. It's an all-arounder. It's got a big cannon I can shoot out the front, or a nice pokey long-range stab attack, so I can get in some damage before enemies close the full gap. But that's why I went with that. And just standard arm-based loadout. We didn't need to take the cannon because we've got this lance, and then I did a lot of groundbreaker support at the beginning and did the groundbreaker tune-up, so our melee would be a little bit stronger. And it also gives us a little bit more mobility with the acceleration boost. So, if you haven't already noticed, the big change in 0.9.0 is to the visuals of pretty much everything in the game, because the unexplored pitch black fog of war effect has been totally removed. And top choice. Now you have this nice little atmospheric fog that blends out over a much more extreme distance than the old pitch black effect. Now that effect was basically completely obscuring any place you hadn't seen before. Any place you had seen before would look like as it does now, but there was also no atmospheric fog on that. So a big change in terms of how the levels look visually. The reason I wanted to do this is there's a lot of feedback of people that weren't really happy with the way the old pitch black fog of war looked, which is fine. It definitely looked kind of weird. And you know, a fog of war isn't really suited for a third-person game like this, but I really like the game mechanics that come alongside the control of visibility range. So it's not just a bunch of shooting at little specks on the horizon, which it could easily turn into. There's, you know, a lot of other mechanics I could add to de-incentivize that, but it kind of becomes a lot of a trap because you make it not worth it, but why would you not shoot at the enemy? And it's an important element of making melee relevant, is those vision ranges and when you're able to engage enemies. So I felt like having the vision radius was really important, and the pitch black fog of war wasn't really the most important element of it. The most important element, the big contribution of the pitch black fog was actually the utility of being able to see where you have and haven't been. Wow, I just found a starting loadout in all those component crates. Let's see. And ultimately, it's not the most important feature, and if it really needs to stay, there's a lot of other effective ways to communicate the same thing, such as having, you know, a mini-map that shows you what you have and haven't seen. And, you know, just... there's just a lot of other options that maybe aren't as intrusive as having some giant pitch black ring surrounded you. So I decided to go with that, with this change here. And you can see it also affects the rest area too. You can't see out quite as far, but similar effect. Let's see here. So I hope everybody likes it. It should have some other side effects too. Like, I think it'll make it easier to navigate a lot of levels that you're not super familiar with. I know there's a lot of levels, like the canyon specifically, that have a lot of winding paths or the ravines with big bridges, and you're just like, where do I cross this? Do I go left or right to find the thing? Because I just can't see. But now you won't be able to see enemies, of course, but you will be able to see the structure of the terrain. Oh, almost forgot my reactor swap out like I always do. And I think it will just visually help the game out a lot. Now, there are some performance costs associated with it. A lot of things that were relying on being obscured by the pitch black effect had to be toned back a little bit, but I've tried to make some performance improvements to help balance it out. So if you do have significantly reduced performance, let me know. But it's possible that the improvements I made outweigh the extra costs that I've put on by extending some of the culling. But of course, I am interested in knowing how it worked out. Let's see. I'm struggling on how I want to spend these last 4 hours. Talk about the run really quick here. I do need to pay back some of my loans, and I did lose track of things a little bit here, and I went ahead and bought more ammo immediately. This is the rest section of the gameplay if you're checking out the game for the first time, and here's where I can do kind of the macro gaming campaign management side of things. So the most important thing that you'll engage with right away is trying to pull together enough resources to afford ammo. Let's see here. And I just want to, I won't be able to blow this whole dead away. I guess there's one more thing I can scrap. So just scrapping my old parts so I can get this debt out of here. Not really a big reason to pay it right away, other than I don't have to remember to pay it now. But looks like we're all balanced out. We've got plenty of ammo for the next level. We swapped out tons of our parts and are now looking to take as much as we can from the next level now that we don't have those nerfed parts that come along. It looks like the storm is leaving me behind. That's a little sad. I want the higher loot level of the canyons, and I think I'm pretty strong with this lance, so let's go this way. So, as I play, just, soak in the new visuals of the game. Let me know how they feel if you do play yourself. It's already growing on me. I do miss the pitch black fog of war, but I think that's just me. So, hopefully this is something that everybody likes a lot more. Yeah, there's that nice range helping me out on the lance. Getting into attack range before it can shoot. Alright, awesome. Easy. Alright, hopefully too, we can find some of the new parts that were added in this update. Alright, 2 new handheld firearms. The SG-1 Huntsman and the SG-2 Widow. And these are essentially handheld shotguns. The first one is a tier 2 handheld rifle, so 2 arms. But if you do have an arm strong enough, a strength rating of 3, you can hold it in one hand. The second one is bigger, has a extended range, and that one, while it is tier 2 and ups the damage up to the appropriate tier, it is too heavy to be wielded in one hand by even the strong arms. So you've kind of got a little bit of a flex if you want to dual wield shotguns. You always had the option before with the Cardinal, which was a shotgun pistol. Most arms, or all arms, could hold that in one hand, but now you've got a heavier duty one that can be held in in one hand if you've got this arm that requires it. So these shotguns are a lot different than the Cardinal. The Cardinal has a fixed spread, and if you've found it before, you'll know you can swap between a horizontal and a vertical spread. These guys are just standard random cone spread that just does a lot of damage. So you won't be hitting all your pellets at the normal visibility range, so you'll want to be closing the gap. And and using it not quite like a melee weapon. I'd say usually shoot reliably about halfway through this visibility range I have right now. But it definitely doesn't get to utilize the full range that a lot of melee weapons do. Or sorry, a lot of ranged weapons do. Starting with these versatile weapons, gun lance just feels so good. And I called it a gun lance again. I should just rename it. Set my favoritism. Alright, let's see. Parts. I don't really want the squall since I'm not going to use it. But if I do sell it, it is nice to take the highest rarity loot. Alright, let's knock this place out since we're nice and powerful. Very strong starting movement here. And I guess if we look down to the bug reports, I'm just going to be talking away from the patch notes. I did find a fix that I'm embarrassed has been in the game for so long, but it looked like pretty much every weapon, its spread effect was doing nothing. So you had, yeah, looks good. Every weapon was supposed to have a little bit of random spread, and it's not a lot. Like, almost every weapon was able to hit an enemy Granvir at the maximum visibility range, like 90% of the time. So I just never noticed it, but basically every weapon in the game was shooting perfectly straight. And I brought that back and got that fixed up. As you can see, I've missed many shots with the lance as they go flying by, but this isn't really supposed to be a sniper weapon. It's definitely a medium ranged weapon and a close range stabbing weapon. So you should see a lot of your weapons just kind of throwing your shots out a lot more unpredictably, and it'll bring a little bit of kind of another axis to balance weapons around. If your favorite weapon is wildly inaccurate, please let me know, so I can either pull its accuracy back down, because I've just been letting these weapons be out there with perfect accuracy. I don't really have a grip on a lot of them now. So if something you really like is having issues, you can always reach out on the Discord and let me know that something is probably too inaccurate, and maybe it's about the accuracy I want it to be, and I'll attack it through other methods, like giving it some extra damage to compensate for the extra gap you have to close, or I'll just tone the accuracy down. I'm gonna wait on making that decision just in case I find something that I like, and I don't want that exact ammo. Okay, so this torso is higher tier, but this one's got a little bit of buffs on it that actually make it a bit stronger. Get some melee damage resistance though, which is good since we do get into scraps sometimes. Not all the time though. And we're gonna start looking real funny real quick. I think I'm gonna keep this arm. Yeah, we're gonna keep the arm. Let's see what we've got right now. I think I'm just gonna save and not do too much, because I like that. I want to build my money up so I can access the porter, and we're not in need of a weapons vendor. We're actually more interested in the component vendor to get some stronger arms, torsos, and legs. So, and we definitely don't need munitions because we've got the resistance resupply. So let's grab the medium ammo. That's going to put us over a bit, but we'll play it fast and loose and make sure we burn through the rest of this 24%. So we can recombine and get an extra inventory space back during the mission. We got 6 hours though. Let's do the resistance. We didn't build up enough reputation yet to do the diversion, but that's okay. We've only got like 4 items to scrap, so that can't be all of our hours. And I mean, we could lay low using the special canyons thing. It only costs us 1 hour, and it will burn down some of our ammo. That's funny, minus 2% remaining. Let's see. Oh, what am I doing? Where's my cool paint scheme? There we go. Let's see. It's too many hours for me to do anything with. Let's just start scrapping. All right, we got 3 hours left. Let's do one last think about what we want to do. You know, let's do the tune-up and just be a little bit stronger for the next level. Oh, you know, we actually ended up getting enough credits with the scrapping to buy the broker, which is what I should have done. Well, that's okay. I don't play it perfectly every single time, but the tune-up is going to be nice because we're going into this next level. That is a light industry, which means higher threat, higher loot, and a ace once we hit a certain threat level. All right, let's do this. And I've got, with this extra visibility range, a little bit more information to make my decision in terms of how I want to tackle the level. Previously, you would always rely on going to these POIs, but now these markers aren't super needed anymore since you can kind of just look off into space and see where you want to go. Now, I'm probably going to keep them in, especially the extraction and the drop pods, because these drop pods are hard to see, and you need to know where extraction is. It's very disorienting to end up without that information. So, they're probably not going to go away. I might start marking, maybe at the most I would stop marking like the little factories, but I think it's fine. It's not that much clutter, especially since they draw a lot less attention to themselves without the pitch black fog being right over top of them. Dang, not a lot of enemies out right now for a light industry level. But maybe I'll end up finding them all at once. Excuse me. Alright. Nice, threw his aim off. That was an early dash by me, so not ideal. Let's see, I want to do something real quick. We don't need that assigned. So the lance has a little bit of a special feature where when I go for a stab, I can actually detonate the lance while it's inside the enemy for some extra damage, like that. The controls on this one were actually something I looked at while I was making the latest update. Man, I'm getting blasted. Alright, let's get in here. Take some cover. Oh, this guy's waiting for me. Perfect. The pile bunkers kind of gave me a new perspective on it. Of, you know, the hold to do the heavy attack, which I was able to set up. I tried it, and it didn't really work out for the lance specifically because the lance has follow-up attacks. And you're always kind of looking to either maybe make 3 attacks in a chain or only make the 1 attack. And it didn't feel like there was a good way to distinguish between I want to make 1 attack or I want to make 3 attacks in the chain versus I want to detonate the lance. So I ended up going back to the old way it is, which is there's just a modifier button. Man, I just don't go through any ammo with this thing. It's a little ammo efficient. Okay, I won't use that. Oh man, there's so many. Putting the accuracy of the weapon to the limit there. I do have that that swipe bound, I guess. Do I have 2 bound to anything? Where's the lance detonate? Bind that to 2. Cool. Alright, well, I'm still pretty tanky, and this isn't the best set of gear, so I'm gonna keep pushing through. I'd like to upgrade a little bit more than an arm. Ideally, I'm looking for a torso with shoulder mounts. Those are really giving the most potential. Whoa, that was embarrassing. gonna have to look into that one. Probably the minimum range on the spawn is a little off there. There's no way he gets to me here by the time he's low. And he's got no arms to do anything, even if he did. I'm losing my mind on the controls here a little bit. I've got the ammo to be a little... miss a few shots on this right now. No worries, alright, cool. So we got a radar, I don't really like that. And I mean, the extra visibility range is nice, for sure, but it's not the most powerful component. I don't really need that dagger. I just really think it's cool, but as far as actually effective gear goes, I've got all the melee power I need right here as I point blank ranged attack. Really just trying to get this combined so I can take that nice arm. Okay, cool. It'll be a handy arm to put on the left side. Arms are one of the most efficient heat using melee weapons. Not that there are any melee weapons that don't use heat. So having a open offhand with a quick claw, which is a damage oriented arm, is pretty nice. Go after it much better like that. And this guy got extra. Yeah, let's keep that though. Let's go with this. Cool. A small change that went through this latest update, last update, added those nice new indicators and the little beep beep you saw as I was getting bombarded. I think I made some fixes to the settings that determined the time it took for those bombardments to arrive, and I think it ended up speeding them up overall because the settings I had just weren't really working. So now the settings actually work, and I think there was kind of just a side effect of speeding them up as a result of that fix for something that's totally under the hood. And now they should properly, or not properly, I've just decided to tweak what's the word? Oop, the delay in terms of when they come down. So you've just got a little bit of extra time to dodge them now. I added a second to all of them. They were around 1 second in the setting before. I can't remember what they were before I fixed the bug. That's a nice weapon, but I don't think I really want to use rifles right now, as strong as that would be. I do want to keep kind of just using my big old lance. To be stubborn on my build, which doesn't usually go well for me. That's unlucky. Okay, well, we're definitely going to modify. Give us some nice big legs. It looks like we've got like our pants pulled up nice and high. Swap this arm out for a stronger one. Slap in one of these two cargo modules. Alright, let's buy the broker. We've got 54,000 credits. Check out the component vendor. What are our torso options? Not good, just a tier 1 torso. Items in the shop are generally... Ooh, that could be good. But I think we're not going to stretch too thin. Let's buy this. Items in the shop are a level behind in general, is essentially a way to think about them. So you get a lot of options and you don't have to spend credits on the things you don't want. But the stuff you found in the mission is one level ahead. So you kind of get to... The discretion comes at the cost of quality. But, one loot level isn't that much, which brings me to one of the changes that went through in the latest update, is a change to the loot level scaling. So, basically, the way the loot level of a mission is determined, I'm going to scrap the crap out of that, is... Ooh. The way the loot level is determined is based off of the distance from the starting area. and a base amount based off of the region, and a bunch of other modifiers like an ace or the anti-air squadron. So I increased the amount the loot level goes up for every space you are away from the start. So what that should do is give you pretty much an extra level of being at the highest loot tier quality. So you'll be able to get those end game parts just a little bit sooner than you were before, which should be fun. Basically, looking at the map and where those loot levels began, it was only really the last 2 levels that had a base loot level above 400, which is where tier 3 parts in general start. There are some that are under, there are some that are a little over, and there's also some variance in terms of what level is actually being rolled for. So one sec. All right, let's see. I'm gonna have so much cargo space. So now, instead of having 1 level guaranteed always above tier 3 loot level, you're gonna have 2. And even if they're farmlands or forests, those last 2 levels are at the extreme of the loot band. Nice. Oh, that ended up not actually being worth that much. Oh, and let's check it out real quick. So we've got these final 2 levels here before the finale at 495 and 520. This guy's at 505. This guy's at 405, just above it on the farmlands, which has the lowest of the loot levels, and this one at 405. So in this level, let's see, none of these, you can get a boost of up to 50, and then things like the ace will boost it up. So boosted, third to last level can sometimes reach above 400, but it just means you get to spend more time with the late game gear and have a higher chance of getting late game gear when you're just doing a beeline towards the boss, which is what I recommend, and it's kind of what the game is designed around. But, you know, if you want to putz around and blow stuff up, you're welcome to do that, that's for sure. Oh, yes, that was a big damage boost. I'm glad I bought this arm. This is the Barbarian arm, which is one of 2 arms that has a damage boost, or sorry, not damage boost, is able to one-hand certain heavier weapons, and it's got one of the highest melee damage boosts available. It's also got a pretty respectable punch, but I'm not going for that. I always, whoa, see ya. I always get a little cocky fighting those ranged enemies, especially when I'm on these lumbering legs that I'm on right now. They love to cut you out, and it's good that I've got this ranged option. I'm getting to the point where I really want to replace my torso, especially after I find a nice big shoulder weapon like that. Alright. I probably should have used some of that scrap in the last level to repair. I can't remember if I did. Let's see. Lots of groundbreaker levels. I don't remember what my reputation is with them right now. 400. I need to get that up to 500, I believe, because that's what unlocks the groundbreaker repairs, which let you ooh, interesting legs. Ooh, another shoulder cannon. The groundbreaker repairs are like the regular repairs, but they don't cost you any time, just credits. So it can be really helpful at the end when you just need to get a little bit stronger. Or sorry, you like your gear, it takes damage, and you just want to keep using it instead of having to swap it out. And you don't have the hours for whatever reason. Alright, let's see what they've got hiding back here. Certainly my favorite way to use the lance. Unfortunately a little clunky on the controls. Hopefully one day I can come up with a better solution to that, but that's what we've got for now. Maybe give it 2 different attacks that let you do it. Have just gonna fire into this group here. I don't want to deal with them. Not great. Let's see. Alright, let's just polish off this loot right here. We're gonna grab that last groundbreaker area just to get the rep as high as possible. I don't need that. I actually just... Did I? Let's check. Did I remember to upgrade my reactor? I did. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna leave all that behind. No big need for it. And let's see what they've got over here. Once our loot level gets to a certain point, we should be getting better rewards from the groundbreakers, so the value of doing these just goes up, but this is probably just regular scrap since it's got the white loot indicator. I could go knock out that fort, which I'd probably never do. If I still had that pitch black fog of war, I wouldn't even know it was there, but now I do. Let's go see what they've got. Oh, didn't keep my guns loaded. That's a nice reactor. A lot of people prefer this guy to the regular one. It's got significantly faster cooling rate, but it doesn't get any extra heat. And I think it's fine. It's a lot of bombardments. And look at all that extra time I had to get away. So, this can be really good if you rely on dashing a lot and you're not the most disciplined in terms of dashing when you do or don't need to. So it's good, but it's probably not one that I will use. I like the middle of the road reactors, especially because I like using those pile bunkers that have a massive heat cost. You don't want to swing once and then not be able to dash. Now you could always just get some legs with significantly lower dash costs like these ones I've got right now. Alright. Almost back. They've been waiting for me at the end of the levels here. I have to look into that. Alright, what do we got? Let's open up all of our crates. That's really good. And we might just need to, might be obligated to switch to that, but I can't remember. Did I do that last time? I don't remember what I did last time. Let's give it a go. It's a medium ammo weapon, so we can always just take our lance with us into the next run and see how it goes. Alright, let's check the marketplace. Lots of nice rifles. I don't think we need any ammo. The gun lance is super efficient on that. Oh, and here's the shoulders that I wanted. And it's got 2 slots. So let's just pick this up. And then munitions, we're gonna need some heavy ammo. It's a lot of our time there. That's okay. Let's go with that. Maybe. Let's stay upright. These are some roller legs. They've got a little bit of a sprint, but they have no dash, so dangerous. You got to keep moving. Works really well for ranged when you can kite. Basically, the faster you're going, the less accurate enemies are. But I'm not doing any of that, so I'm going to go with these big old boys, and I am not going to be fast when I throw on 2 shoulder cannons, so we're going to stick with this. Not the most ammo, but I'm not really looking to take out loans in a situation where I'm not that in need of it. Oh, I almost forgot a weapon crate. Just a little melee weapon. Alright, let's put this guy to the side. Take out the gun scythe. We go from gun lance to gun scythe. And let's see. Got 5 hours left. Not much of a point in laying low. We seem to be doing really well in the hour economy. Oh, we need 800 for the ground break repairs. Well, we're definitely doing that then. Want to have that in time for when we need it. Oh, I didn't even notice that new arm we got. I don't think it's better than what we have, though. Alright, and we'll make some extra money by scrapping these nice parts we found. And unlike last time, I'm going to remember to patch up with this scrap. You can also sell it, but I like to stay nice and durable. Okay. Let's see. We can go down to the satellite array. I always get myself killed going here. But it does have a resistant cell. They usually don't have a lot of loot, but it should be okay. If we do that, we'll be able to hit the farmland here. Groundbreaker hub is nice though. And it's got the anti-air squad if we go this way. This lets me take out the orbital airstrikes. This lets me get artillery support of my own and a little buddy that spawns in at the beginning of the level. Not the most powerful feature, but can take some heat off early on. Let's go to the... Oh, such a tough decision. I do want to go straight there. I don't like spending too much time bouncing around. Let's go to the Groundbreaker hub. It's a fun mission anyway. It's just a lot of enemy Granvir destruction. So, ooh, our time is shifting from last update that I had the time of day. Oh, let's make sure I like all my bindings here. I've got a lot of guns. All right, 1 and 3 for the smokestack and the Belladine. Right click to attack with that. F to swap. That's not bad. Might have mentioned it last update. I wish I could remember if I used this in the last gameplay, but you can now swap form on the Wraith while reloading, which is super convenient. No more getting stuck in an animation and having to wait to reload before you can slice a guy up. That's a big attack. Oh. I've got so many weapons, it's hard for me to keep track of what's ready to go. Alright, who wants a piece of this? Levels are getting pretty up there. Let's keep this ready to go in its ranged form. New reactor. It'll be nice if ours gets damaged, but not really something I'm looking to use too much. I'm going to zoom in a little closer to make it easier to see through these trees. I'd like some more mobile legs, so I can make better use of our arms. Oh, it hit me during my jump. Or sorry, make better use of my melee abilities. Right now I kind of just melee people that let me melee them. But we could definitely do better on that. Oh, these cargo crates, I've got 3 whole equipment slots and extra equipment slots, and I've been able to fill none of them. Just on this regular loot, basically. It's letting me carry around that lance if I ever want to switch back. Alright, more okay weapons. I could use the lance and the pistol on the other hand. That's a combo I really like to do, and it does give me a lot more peak damage if I really needed to pump out some DPS. But let's keep moving here. Won't spend too much time. 20k credits, not much to buy. Maybe we'll pick up some extra heavy ammo. This could be kind of okay for us. Nothing I really care about here. Let's go to munitions vendor. These are the legs. Oh, well, I kind of... Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I've got an idea. I'm glad I kept the lance. Loans. Take the 20K. Munitions vendor. Buy that. Buy one of those. We are officially in debt. I think we're going to do one of these. And we're going to, you know, look at this stuff we probably won't be able to afford. And then we're going to modify. Okay. Let's get this out of here. We're not going to use that. And we're going to put... Let's see. Did we get any new arms? Okay, we did. That's going to go there. And this is going to hold our shotgun because it's a powerful arm. And this is going to hold our gun lance. We are absolutely loaded in terms of armaments. This is crazy. I didn't even notice I got a katana. I got another katana. Okay. Really thin spread of ammo here. I wish I had more, I'll be honest. I wish I had more ammo. Probably should have bought the medium ammo instead of the heavy ammo, but you know, we'll learn about that mistake in the near future. Glad I picked the lance, it sells for a lot. And let's use that to repair up our hull. And let's go to the ground breakers here and make use of that repair. I was talking up. Oh, I think there's sirens going by. Alright, all good now. I don't know why we need to repair that. That doesn't have any damage. Oh, it's probably taking a scrape off of its vitals. Okay. Alright, I like to be super durable going in here, and it looks like we finally caught up to the storm. It can go off the map. It does just randomly move or not move, so... But it's going to be nice for us this level, for sure. Because there's so many enemies, and we are very short-range spec'd. Alright, who wants to go first? Good start. I'm going to do some rebinding here, and let's put our lance set on F. Make sure I don't have anything else on F. Yeah. Alright, let's get to these allies in the center as fast as we can. They usually get pulled into a big scrap. But it looks like that rain is actually reducing their visibility range, so they're not picking a fight right off the bat, which is good. Because the higher our reputation, the more of these guys will follow us around to other fights and actually go a bit further away. Their markings on the map here are giving away their positions. They're scrapping. I usually like to do this one last, and I kind of just forgot. Because it's the one that's close by to extraction. Saves a lot of time to do this one towards the end. Now the shotguns are not the most ammo efficient. Oh jeez. Weapon option you have available. I just have so many good weapons. They do good damage, and I did try to compensate them for that. They're short range. But they're only decent when it comes to conserving ammo. They're not decent. They're definitely better than a lot of the tier 1 stuff, but they're on the lower end in terms of what you can get out of ammo efficiency. So it's kind of a decent weapon in our loadout here. We've got the lance for absolute close range combat, and then we've got the shotgun for that close to medium range bursting. Let's see what's going on over here. Uh-oh. Looks like they're getting into a fight. And they didn't see me coming, which is great for me. Probably asking a bit too much of the range of the lance there. Might as well be a ranged weapon for me right now, really. Good thing it's got some really high ammo efficiency. Probably doesn't deserve that. Easy opportunity to use the melee there. Getting pretty close on that threat level 5. But it looks like our squad's still doing pretty well. Alright, one last big group and then some stragglers to take out on the way there. Our ammo situation's doing pretty well. I didn't look too closely, but I bet a lot of our guns have some extra ammo efficiency. This level could be really rough on your ammo, and I would absolutely not even think about doing this mission with only a 50% stack rate mission. You're gonna need more than that. There's just so many enemies to take out. Oh, jeez. Let that one get away from me. Oh, chain reaction. It's really popping off over here. Nice thing about the rain is that it's throwing off all these bombardments. Probably a big factor in terms of why I'm still alive. I don't think that guy has... Oh, yep. Looks like that self-destruct is what finished him off. Ooh, that was a lot. Pretty big fight. I'm glad I had those that backup. The more groundbreaker rep you have, the more backup you get to take with you. And I think every single one of those enemies tanked some damage that would have come straight for me. Oh, I totally forgot about my 4th gun. How could I? I just have so many weapons. Can't blame me. The gun I talk about being ammo inefficient ended up having the least or the most amount of ammo by the end of the mission. If I can find a second one, I would probably... Well, I guess I'd have to find an arm that can hold it too. It'd be cool to do a dual wield of these two. Let's see what we've got over here. I know it's going to be a little bit of a detour, but we've already hit threat level 5. It can only get so much worse. Oh, that's a fun one, and that's a good thing. All right, cool. We found a higher level reactor and a special module here we got for having beaten the game once before. And we'll probably be swapping out this cargo module. It's not going to offer us a lot. Let's see, I think I've made my way through most of the patch notes here. A small one that I can't believe I didn't notice was the weapons vendor was actually just selling components. The first two parts were guaranteed to be components, not weapons. So that was kind of sad. So look forward to some better buys in the weapons vendor. Oh, that's good too. I'm probably going to stick with that instead of the shield. The shield is nice because it can just, you know, activate and negate an entire shot, but you do have to be paying a lot of attention to use it. I'd rather just take the cooling block and keep my heat levels as low as possible, especially considering the mechanics of the final boss. All right. What do we got? A nice big torso, some nice... These are probably way better legs. We kind of have to take those. Even though they're chicken legs and they don't really fit with the kind of build we're going for, we should probably do it. Okay. Let's modify right off the bat. Oh, actually, let's take our ammo. Cool. Haha, that would be funny, but I don't think I have the arms to really support that. This would be nice if we found a second shotgun. I'd probably have to contort my finances to afford it. We can afford the full payment just to get it out of our hair, but there's not really an advantage to do it. You've just got a higher principal to pay back, and that's all. No fees attached to payment, if I'm remembering correctly. Alright, let's get our modify in. New legs. Let's get nice and dark. Oh, of course. New reactor. And then we're going to go with the cooling block over the shield generator. Alrighty. What do we got at the part enhancer? That's what I'm thinking of doing. What do we got for repairs? Oh yeah, let's get these all topped up. I don't like any of this. Awesome. And I think we're gonna lay low. Get the threat level reset. And we didn't really want to buy anything. Yeah, we're good. We got all that stuff in the level anyway. What was I saying we would do? My brain, it's melting. Oh my god. Oh, and part enhancer. Okay, of course, of course. And I spent all my money. I'd have to take out a loan if I wanted to do any of these, but an ammo efficient shotgun would be a large boon. I'd only have to take out a small loan. Alright. Awesome. Third tier ammo efficiency. Very nice. Very nice. Our stats are looking significantly better on that. I'm still dangerously... This is still a sketchy ammo situation, I want to be clear, but we've got one more mission to make back a bunch of credits, conveniently forget to pay our debts, and save the planet. So, I think we're going to be okay. And we've got our little buddy to help us out. Looks like the storm's gone. That's okay. Another side effect of supporting the ground breakers is that all the little mechs you see out on the level, living peacefully, leave that life behind, and they become hostile to your enemies. Alright. I don't want to get Claymore to the face. That never goes well for me. For some reason. Alright, we're looking good. This specific level always turns into a huge scrap right off the bat. So funny. The proximity of the checkpoint, I suppose, really sets everything off. And we've got our own artillery bombardments going off. We're in a pretty good spot. I'm still forgetting about the shotgun. And I shouldn't, because it's one of our most ammo efficient tools right now. He's not trained how to deal with these guys, but it is funny that he doesn't recognize them and is able to try. He's doing his best. Why was I shooting with a shotgun? I have a giant lance. Am I stupid? Alright. Really? I just want to make a lot of money so I can buy tons of ammo for the finale. I don't have a super mobile build as much as I'd like to. I'm scared. That's mostly mounted cannon focused torso. A lot of the arms get really wonky since it's not the mounts are angled, so you lose out on the ability to like two-hand weapons and swing a lot of weapons in a more predictable pattern because the mounts are so crazy to put full weapons in there. But if you're using stuff like the mounted cannon, it's a lot of fun. And it lets you have 4 weapons without having shoulder mounts like I do right now. Oh, that's a nice find, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. Should I just leave on this? I got 30k. I can buy 3 stacks of ammo if I forget to pay my debts. Oops. And I mean, that's going to be more than enough for the final level. Do I need to do any significant repairs? No, my vitals are golden. I could probably get through a lot of it just by scrapping. There's no reason to take any risks. I think I'm happy with what I've got. It's not the best setup, but I do have 4 big beefy cannons. Okay, I don't even think I'm modifying, honestly, which is good. Oh, that's nice. Nice rocket spear. I don't think I will be using it though, because I like what I've got. Okay, munitions vendor. Giant axe, added last update, highly recommend if you're into two-handed melee. Medium is just what I need. Let's just resort this to be even. I guess we'll lay low eventually. Nothing crazy in the premium salvage. That lets me buy some more ammo, but I think I need to repair for hours, unfortunately. My armor is just a little bit too low to reliably get that back off of scrap alone. The repairs from the scrap metal are biased towards hull, They don't really offer you much when it comes to your actual armor. Okay, and I've got enough for some extra ammo, so why not? 3 hours left, just let's lay low for the fun of it. Oh, I'm stupid, I should have tuned up. That was dumb. Here we go. Time to deal with the consequences of our actions. What a nice, beautiful day out to destroy the enemy fortress. Oh, that was a terrible start. I overestimated my own damage, it seems. Ah, those are all melee enemies. Let's deal with this range one instead. Oh, my heat levels are getting pretty high up there. I don't want to get too crazy on that. Nice. Belladine feels like it's my long-range solution. When people get nice and close together, I'll bust out the smokestack. If they're medium range, I can use the lance. If they're close range, I can use the shotgun. If they're even closer, I can use the actual melee functionality of the lance. That saves some ammo. Whole new perspective on the final level here with the fog peeled back. No confusion about where Millennium Fortress is now, that's for sure. Looks like I don't quite have the range. Alright. This time I'm going to take out the fortress first, just because I've got all this firepower. I'm not really that concerned about not being able to handle everybody here. And I need to remember, I've been forgetting this lately, to leave the same side that I came in on, just because that means I'll have taken out more of the enemies, and I'll have to deal with less problems. Sorry about that. There's that extra 1 second. Give me the time I need to get out of a bad bombardment. Okay. Been a little aggressive on the shotgun's range here. If I had the tier 3 version of the shotgun, that would be a pretty ideal range to be blasting with it. It's probably got a similar range to the lance ranged attack. Eventually, you do have to reload, unfortunately. Happens to everybody. Got my camera stuck inside stuff. There we go. Finally got the double hit on that. That's what makes it worth it. Oh, I'm paying the price for trying to clean these guys out. Okay. Most of our problems have been dealt with. Let's plant this thing and get moving. This is my favorite way to just walk right out. But you do have to be careful. They can make their way out. If you go to the opposite side of the ace is less likely to survive what's about to happen. And the less you have to deal with after this is done, the better. Excellent. Looks like it caught most of them in the blast. Alright, and now the escape begins. Not looking at my heat levels. These may come down fast, but they come down fast because they're smaller and don't do as much damage. Maybe not smaller in AoE, but definitely smaller in the damage numbers. You can tank a lot more of these than you can the regular orbital strikes. So don't fear them too much, but don't stop moving. Whew. Alright, safe in here. Alright, made it through the final mission with no problem. Oh, and we get a big preview now of the battlefield down there. Alright, well, let's get ready for our final encounter. I did take quite a bit of damage I'm not really happy about. So, not as durable as we could be going into this. The smokestack I'm not going to find super useful, I don't think, in this upcoming confrontation. I think I'm going to be blasting with the shotgun the most, because the smokestack just has a really long wind-up time. Yeah, you like artillery? It's really challenging, I would say, having oh, my brain is being pushed to its limit. Having the fire for the lance on F. I don't know if I like that. Fingers just kind of end up in a bad spot. Okay, that's what I was waiting for. This is my favorite part of the phase of the boss, because it's when I can finally rest. I can break the line of sight. Get my heat levels back down. Got a little bit of cover. And here's where I need to start blasting. Oh, he's so durable. Oh, there we go. With the smokestack that I was ragging on. And he looks like he tried to take one hit. But he can't handle me. Alright. Much better than last time. Well, maybe not much better. I got to the final boss last time, but I did not survive. Alright, well. I am the developer of Granvir. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way. If you want to play this game, it is up and available on Steam. You can download the Granvir demo. Everything you just saw is live in the demo right now in version 0.9.0. And hopefully you'll swing by next time and you can hear me yap about 0.10.0. Alright, thank you so much. I'll talk to you again later.